Boat here, and here's how you do this, guys. Just shove it out the boat, walk it around the curb. See what's gonna keel on that curb. I don't know if you guys can see that in the water. I'll just ever so slightly pull it back in. And when it touches ground, I just lift it. So I wear a pair of NRS boundary shoes, and so how I launch is I come over here and I get the boat sideways and I walk it out just a little bit, not very far at all, and I backwards grab the seat. Keep your left foot on the ground to balance you. Put your right one in, then shift your left one in.
Hey, good morning, folks. Thank you for joining me. Wanted to show you this little blooper reel, I guess, for lack of better terms. It's I don't know if you'll find it funny or not, but just let you know that sometimes your day doesn't really pan out the way you were expecting it to. In this particular video, I am fishing Treble Mill Park in Gwinnett County, Georgia. It's a heavily overfished lake that produces some fish, but certainly not as many as I would like. I fish it because it's close to home. It's really easy to get on the water. It's about 15 minutes from the house. So if I don't have long to fish, or I just don't feel like driving a long ways, I can run over here, be in the water in about 15 minutes. So let me set the stage for you. This is a February morning. It is cold. It's about 40 degrees when I launched. At this particular time in the video, it's about 45 degrees. Winds are about 10 miles an hour, and I am throwing a chatterbait, kind of banging the banks, and I get the chatterbait hung up. So I'm trying to get in position to kind of snatch that out of there, and in the process the wind blows me up against the bank. Now I'm on a Vibe Seaghost 110. It's got a PVC rocket launcher rod holder, if you will, that's mounted behind the seat that I've mounted, and it's got 4 rods across it. So I've got some rods up here, some heavier rods up here. I've got a couple laying on the deck, and you'll see that as I get up against the bank trying to get untangled, what happens, and you can't really see this immediately, but what happens is the rods that are sticking straight up behind me become entangled in some overhead branches. So my focus goes from worrying about the one that's tangled in the water to worrying about the ones that are tangled overhead. And so that's kind of sets the stage for what happens next. Okay. Let's see if we can ease out of here. Okay. What have we got here? Come on. Come on. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Come out of there. Okay. We're gonna have to get out. Yeah, let's see if we can't tear up another one. Oh, dog it. Oh. Oh. So there you have it, guys. That was a Shakespeare graphite rod. Not very expensive, $30, $40. It was a Lew's reel. Again, probably $30, $40. The other rod that broke, also a Shakespeare graphite, about $100 worth of lost gear. Lessons learned. I'm not a fan of tethers. I don't fish rough water. I don't fish surf. I don't like any kind of rope or anything that I can become entangled in if I roll a kayak. And I realize some of you guys fish surf and some of you guys fish rougher water, and it's very necessary. I get that. I can appreciate that. And if I were fishing those types of waters, certainly I would tether. Or if I were fishing with $200, $300 rods and reels, yeah, I might tether. But for my purposes, I don't like anything that I can get tangled up in if the boat goes over. So that's why they weren't tethered. Now, valuable lesson learned, put some pipe insulation on your rods, or a pool noodle or something, so that they float if they go over. Although it wasn't expensive, it was. I mean, I'm not made of money. I don't have an unlimited fishing budget. All in all, I can look back on it and laugh with you guys, and hopefully it saves somebody else some headaches. So laugh at me. I'm fine. I'm a big boy. So anyway, guys. Thought you might enjoy some bloopers, and somebody might be out there going, man, this guy's just like me. Some of you might be going, man, that guy's an idiot. Like I said, I'm a big boy. You got to put things in perspective, and here is that perspective. Things happen, bad things happen. In the grand scheme of things, this was little stuff. I spent 20 years working the streets as a paramedic. I've seen a lot of people die. I've seen a lot of really bad things happen to good people, and I've raised 2 kids to adulthood. They'll tell you that one of the things they've heard over and over and over in their lives is don't sweat the small stuff. And if it's not life or death, it's small stuff. So put it in perspective. Learn from it, learn to laugh, learn from your mistakes, learn from mine. It'll save you about $100. Again, guys, that's my blooper reel for this week. Thank you for joining. Hope you guys come back. We'll have another laugh another day, I'm sure.